that matters. Pay attention now because what I'm about to reveal can change the course of your entire life. That matters. The world isn't keeping you small. Your circumstances aren't holding you down. That matters. Your past mistakes aren't chaining you to failure. What is shaping your reality? That matters. What's writing the script of your future is the silent, invisible power running beneath every decision, every reaction, every result. And that force is your subconscious mind. This is not wishful thinking. This is not magic. That matter. It is a law of life as real as gravity. Matters the subconscious mind is the engine that moves everything you are and everything you'll ever become. Matters. And the most astounding part, you're the one steering it, but only if you learn how. Right now, whether you know it or not, your subconscious is busy carrying out the instructions you planted in it. Not yesterday. Matters, not last week. But over years of repetition, emotion, and belief, you told yourself you weren't good enough. You told yourself the world was cruel. You told yourself money is hard to make, love is hard to keep, and people can be trusted. You didn't mean to plant those ideas, but you felt them. You thought them often. You believed them deeply. And your subconscious took those beliefs as commands, then began constructing a world around them, your world. This is why some people never break through matters, no matter how hard they try. It's not a lack of intelligence, talent, or effort that matters. It's because they're trying to change their life with the conscious mind. That matters while their subconscious is quietly pulling the strings in the opposite direction. They hustle forward, that matters, but their inner programming pulls them back. They try to speak positively, that matters, but deep down they still believe they're a failure. And the subconscious listens to belief, not noise, matters. It listens to what you mean, not what you say once or twice. That's why it's not enough to think positive once a day. Matters. You must reprogram the entire structure of your inner world. That matters. Now, let me tell you something that should send a bolt of energy through your spine. The subconscious mind does not care what you planned. It does not argue. It does not resist. It only receives matters. That means it will grow weeds as easily as it grows flowers. It will build cages as easily as it builds castles. That matters. It will bring about misery with the same speed and precision as it will produce success. So the question is, what are you planting? Are you feeding it doubt, fear, insecurity, anger, and guilt? Or are you feeding it power, faith, vision, gratitude, and love? Every thought you think with repetition, every belief you hold with emotion is a seed, and your subconscious is the soil. But this soil does not reject poison. It does not say, this seed is too dark. That matters. I won't grow it. It says, you've given me this thought and you've watered with emotion and attention. So I will bring it to life. That's why you must become ruthlessly intentional about what you allow into your mind. That matters. What you dwell on, what you entertain. Most people are not sabotaged by enemies. They are sabotaged by the thoughts they choose to tolerate. You see, that matters. Success does not begin in your environment. It begins in your subconscious. That matters. Confidence doesn't come from results. It comes from the internal image you built and stored. And that image is formed over time by consistent emotional thoughts. If you want to build a new life, you must build a new mind. That matters. That means feeding your subconscious a steady stream of thoughts that reflect the future you desire, not the past you regret. You have to speak to yourself the way a builder speaks to a foundation with clarity, intention that matters, and certainty. Let me be blunt. If your life is out of control, matters. It's because your subconscious is running on a script you didn't consciously write. Maybe it came from childhood, matters. Maybe it came from trauma, failure, or fear. But if you don't rewrite that script, your life will remain a rerun of the same scenes. Different people, same story, different jobs, same struggle, different year, same regrets. That ends the day you decide to become the master architect of your inner world. Matters. And you do that by choosing what you focus on with ruthless discipline. Focus is the steering wheel that matters. Repetition is the engine. Emotion is the fuel. You must repeat the thoughts that serve you. Matters. You must saturate your inner world with images, words, and beliefs that support the life you want to build. And you must infuse those thoughts with real feeling because the subconscious responds not to cold data but to hot desire that matters. Speak the thought, I am worthy, once and it's a whisper. Feel that truth with every cell in your body every day and it becomes a command. The subconscious thrives on repetition. That is its language. That is how it learns. That is how it obeys. When a thought is repeated with emotion that matters, it bypasses the filter of the conscious mind and enters the subconscious as a blueprint that matters. That's where your reality is drafted. That's where the mechanics of manifestation begin. And once it is accepted as truth, it becomes automatic. That's the magic of this system. It does not require conscious will forever. Once installed, it runs on its own. But make no mistake, this power can build or destroy. It's the same mind that fuels addiction or discipline, the same power that produces fear or courage, the same source behind failure or greatness. So the question is that matters. What are you commanding? What picture do you hold in your mind daily? That matters. What thoughts run through your head when you're tired, stressed, or alone? That matters. Because those are the thoughts your subconscious sees as real, not the once a week motivation, not the occasional burst of hope. The consistent thoughts, the emotional ones, the ones that make you feel something, those are the commands your subconscious obeys. And now you must begin to act like the commander, not a victim. That matters. Not a slave to old programming. You must become the author of new mental patterns. That matters. And this doesn't begin with massive action in the outside world. It begins in the invisible territory within matters. You must imagine yourself succeeding before you take the first step. You must feel worthy of wealth before a dollar arrives. You must feel strong before the muscle shows. Why? Because your subconscious doesn't wait for proof. It creates it. It acts as if what you believe is already true. That is how it shapes your behavior, your habits, your relationships, and ultimately your destiny. Most people live life backwards. They wait for success before they feel confident. They wait for love before they feel whole. They wait for opportunities before they feel powerful. Matters. But the subconscious says, show me the belief matters and I'll show you the evidence. That's why those who succeed widely often had no reason to believe, but they did anyway. That matters. They believe not because the world told them to, that matters, but because they trained their subconscious to see the world as it could be, not as it was. That matters. And that belief became the reality. You are no different. You are not limited. You are not small. That matters. You are simply operating from old programming. And today, right now, you can begin to override that code. Start by becoming aware. Start by interrupting the old thoughts. Start by speaking truth to yourself with energy, clarity, and frequency. The truth is you are powerful, you are capable, you are deserving. But until you program your subconscious to accept that, you will live a life far below your potential matters. And the longer you wait, the deeper the old roots grow. That's why the time is now matters. Because every moment you spend thinking small is a moment you plant another seed of limitation. Every second you allow our fear to speak louder than vision is a second you train your subconscious to obey fear. That matters. You cannot afford to entertain weak thoughts. You cannot afford to repeat stories of failure. That matters. You cannot afford to let the weeds grow unchecked. Your future is at stake. And if you truly understood what was possible for you, if you could see just a glimpse of what your subconscious could unlock, you would drop every excuse, every delay, every distraction, and begin planting seeds with faith, with fire, with precision.